Namaste, I am Sridhar Banigiri, welcoming you to my channel. Today I am here to share with my viewers three different aspects, three disempowering features that each one of us carry unconsciously, that is self-doubt, self-hatred and self-denial. These three disempowering qualities that unconsciously we carry, I want to shed some light on this so that my viewers will also be with me in my journey into understanding these three disempowering features that each one carry. In my earlier videos, I have shared about how Bhagavan Paramahamsa Nityananda has clearly given an access to you. Clearly given an access to you means you here refers to you, all of you, and also you, the me inside me. It refers out to me also when I say you. Bhagavan Paramahamsa Nityananda has clearly mentioned that we all have the four aspects which we carry always, that is our inner image, our outer image, others image and life image. These are the four aspects which are always there within us, which we react to the external world and internal world only with these four aspects: the inner image, outer image, others image and life image. All these four, if you have watched my previous videos, all these I have explained all these four, how it keeps on moment to moment happening within us in the form of thoughts. Now, as I mentioned, I want to focus on the disempowering features that one carry, that is self-doubt and self-hatred. How one has this self-doubts and how one develops this self-hatred is what the focus of attention is today. The topic is today. As Bhagavan Paramahamsa Nityananda very clearly says, that whatever we carry inside us, the inner image which we have and the image that we project to others, the outer image, the inner image and the outer image, there is a clear difference, or there is a clear distinguishing between what we have inner image within ourselves and how we project ourselves to others. This gap, in between these two gaps, is what self-doubt creeps. Self-doubt happens in one only when the inner image is different from the projected image that we have. Now, the outer image that we have and others' image, others' opinion about us, what others' opinion about us, and the outer image that we project to us, the difference is what self-hatred happens within us. This is just a brief introduction I am giving about self-doubt and self-hatred. How this self-doubt and self-hatred happens in us is due to the patterns that we have developed, the past incompletions which are there unconsciously sitting within us. This unconscious incomplete patterns is what makes this self-doubt and self-hatred to be happening within us. I'll give a small understanding, I will give a practical understanding about this. When we are all young, that is in the childhood, between the age group of 7 to 14, in between that age, we were all guided, all of us, most of us are guided by our parents, our elders. Each time our parents or elders, whenever they educated us or whenever they taught us something, they always had their own way of telling things. maybe due to lack of knowledge at that time, whatever they told was not maybe the truth. Like for instance, whenever we go to play outside, those days as a kids we always wanted to go and play outside. We used to go out of the house and play. Unlike the modern days now, children don't go out, they only sit and play within the computers or with the laptops they have or with the mobile phones they have. They don't go out. When in our days, when we used to go out and play, we were constantly reminded by our parents. My mother, especially my own experience, my mother used to tell, do not go out and play in the sun, or she used to warn me not to go out and warn me against going out and playing. That is restricting me to go out and play. As you know, as you know, childrens, they have the ability or they want to go out and play. So I used to go out and play with children or play with my game, small children's whatever games they used to play. I used to go out and play, and constantly I was reminded by my mother's saying that don't go out to play. It is sunlight or something. She told whatever she told her own reasons. But how we have what happened within me was, or most of us was, we were having this guilt that my parents have told me not to go out and play, but yet I am going out and playing without their knowledge. So the guilt was there that I have not listened to them, not listened to their words. I am not listening to their words. So that was somewhere sitting within, and that patterns that I am going against what they are saying is one of the reasons for having self-hatred, because I am not living up to that mark. This is what happens when we carry these patterns from young age. Now, even as this example I am sharing, for most of us, it is like that. That incidents what happened when your childhood, those incidents has formed certain thought patterns in us. Those thought patterns keep on happening till date if we are not aware of how that has been formed or how that is happening. If you are not internalizing and looking within ourselves, maybe we will live like this and go away like this. This self-doubt or self-hatred which happens within us is not which happens yesterday or a few years back. It is these patterns are being carried from our childhood. It's like this in most of our Indian families, once our first child is born, all the attention is given to the first child, and the child feels it's the king of the house, and nobody is there to overtake her, because whoever comes to the house, they focus on the child. We all, when we go to anybody's house, we see a small kid, we focus on the kid and we communicate with the kid, and we make that kid to be very important. Naturally, the kid who's small or 5 years or 10 years, within 10 years feels that it is very important, that the kid is very important. That is what the kid has, that I am so important. The feeling of importance or the feeling of focus of attention is constantly falling on the child. The child feels that he is the supreme or he is the king, because it has the power to attract all the elders. Whoever comes to the house, they come and talk to me. That's what the child is feeling. Until the second child comes in, or until the brother or sister comes in, the newborn baby coming in, all the attention goes to that second child. So most of the time what happens, whoever comes to the house, they look not to the first child, they go to the small child and talk to the small child, the second one. So naturally, even the first child, when it goes near its mother also, due to mother who had to give attention to the younger one, tells the elder one not to come near, pushes him or pushes her to be far away, not to hurt or not to make this small one discomfortable. So the full attention shifts to the second child. Then naturally the first child decides that it is not, that something has gone wrong with him and it's no more the king, it has lost its kingdom. Like how the king loses his kingdom feel, like that the elder child feels that it has lost something, and maybe it feels that I am not good enough, or maybe it feels that it starts to hate. The child starts that hate patterns developing inside, that I am not good, or maybe I am not good. That's why my mother is not allowing me near her, and whoever comes to my house, they are going and looking to the younger one, not me. So the focus of attention is gone back. So something I have done wrong, or something has happened inside me that I am not to the mark. So it starts this self-doubt and self-hatred. From that pattern it starts. There the pattern sits, and that pattern continues. If one doesn't look into that pattern, understand that pattern, what Bhagavan Paramahamsa Nityananda says, being complete or incompletions, the past sitting, the incompletions that are sitting within us, making us powerless in the present, can be as small incidents like these in our childhood. So when we look back, when we get back to ourselves, start re-looking at ourselves, redesigning ourselves, looking into our thought patterns, constantly observing ourselves where these patterns are started, then you may get to that patterns where that first formation has happened. And once you relive those things, relive those incidents again and again, that is what we call completions. That is what is called completions, which His Holiness Bhagavan Paramahamsa Nityananda clearly says. It is there in our scriptures. It is from Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. These scriptural truths, when we relive constantly, when we relive these incidents, past incidents, without having any emotions, when we look into ourselves, then we may be free about those patterns which are occupying us. That simple self-doubt or that complicated self-hatred that we carry expresses outside also. It expresses outside also in such powerful way. As we very well know, the self-hatred which we carry, it's not only within us, it spreads outside. Everywhere the self-hatred spreads. The self-hatred in you or the self-hatred in us only shows up outside also, in the form of violence, in the form of immature behaviors, or in the form of terrorism. Everything happens because of this self-hatred that is sitting deep down within us. Once we are complete with this self-hatred, by reliving these techniques as mentioned in our scriptures, when we relive these and when we look into ourselves, keep on looking ourselves into ourselves, that will make us to be free from this self-doubt and self-hatred. This is what I want to share, and all this beautiful inner science is available in the videos links which I share. You can look into and you can watch these videos. It's excellent videos which will give more and more insights into oneself. Once we know more and more about ourselves, we can live a happy and carefree life. For that joyful state of being, I recommend all my viewers to watch these videos and do subscribe to my videos, like these videos. I will keep sharing more and more about these inner sciences. Thank you. Saying so, let us all have eternal bliss. Nityanandam.